Hello and welcome to QUTV Sports This Week. I'm Shane Hulsey.
And I'm Will Conerly. The QU football team was, as of 6 months ago, supposed to have their first home game recently, but the Hawks had another gathering, Shane.
That's right. The Hawks gathered at QU Stadium on Saturday for the commencement ceremony, 3 to be exact. Complete with masks and social distancing, the ceremonies honored the 2020 class, which features more than 200 students. QU President Brian McGee delivered the commencement speech, and one four-letter word permeated throughout the entire speech.
Love one another as you love yourselves, class of 2020. Love people who are hard to love. Love people who do not love you back. Love those who stubbornly refuse to love anyone at all. Love saints, but especially love sinners. Love Republicans. Love Democrats. Love even and especially when it hurts. Because, as St. Francis of Assisi said, love that cannot suffer is not worthy of that name. Love for as long as you live. Love as you die. Love. Always love even when you don't want to.
President McGee gave this speech at all 3 ceremonies. All in all, 120 students returned to campus to walk across the stage. Now, one of those students who walked across the stage was my co-host right next to me, Will Conerly. Will, what was it like to finally come back and tie the bow on your 4 years here at QU?
I was so grateful for the opportunity, Shane, because when things got taken away and you didn't get the commencement that you planned for the 4 years in May, I was so grateful that Quincy University was able to do this. You were able to do it with a lot of your friends. I know there was 3 different ceremonies, but it was a great opportunity, and I know a lot of friends and family. I know they limited the tickets, Shane, but people could still watch on the stream as well. It was streamed on the GLVC Sports Network, so I was very blessed. It was very fun. I'm so grateful for Quincy University and so grateful to still be here.
And was it weird at all coming back in the middle of a school year and there's not as many people there and your social distance and all that stuff?
Yeah, I think doing it during the middle of the school year definitely provided some uniqueness, but I think everybody embraced how unique it was, Shane, because, I mean, this is something that a lot of people haven't got to have across the country. It was embraced, all the uniqueness. It was fun because people got to celebrate the honors that they got to graduate with and the friends and the experiences and the memories they got to have. So it's kudos to Quincy University despite some of the uniqueness that had to come with it.
I guess better late than never, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely, Shane. Definitely.
100%. Now, in just a short little bit after this break, we'll have our first guest here on the program. Stay tuned for our conversation with QU tennis coach Ethan Arns. You don't want to miss this.
My name's Carl Hirsch. I'm a senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm studying criminal justice here at Quincy University. I was pitching down in Florida, and all of a sudden a coach came up to me. 2 days later, I flew up here for the visit, and by the end of that week, I had my school picked out. I started playing baseball when I was about 3 or 4 years old, kind of the same age everybody usually does. And as we got older, from the age of about 7 or 8, I played with the same exact team for the most part until we were about 15 or 16, and we all went our separate ways to high school. Come May, I'm going to be looking to apply with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. I've gotten a good taste of it here through the internship I have through the university with Quincy Police Department. And it definitely wouldn't be possible and wouldn't be in this good of a situation without Quincy University.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Welcome back. Joining us now is the brand new QU tennis coach for the men's and women's programs, Mr. Ethan Arns. Ethan, thank you for joining us.
Shane, thanks for having me here. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
Well, thank you for coming on. We'll have a great conversation with you. We'll take a couple blocks, chat up with you, see what your thoughts are on some subjects around QU tennis and also around the professional tennis world as well. Now, you've gotten this question, I'm sure, already several times. What was it like What was your reaction when you found out you'd be coming back to your alma mater and coaching here at QU?
The reaction itself was just, it was incredible. Just very humble for the opportunity to come back to coach for my school. It was a great time being here for 4 years, to attend school, to play tennis, and now the fact that I get to come back and coach is just very, very much humbling and just a blessed opportunity for me.
Now, this isn't your first rodeo coaching tennis. You coached at Quincy Notre Dame. The girls program there had a ton of success, 10-1, had 5 girls qualify for the state tournament. So what are some things you can take from that experience and bring them over here to QU?
About everything I did through the QND program, I will take and bring and incorporate into the QU tennis team. Practice, workouts, everything, and I had so much help going through that. It wasn't a one-man show. I had to thank my assistant coaches, the parents that helped guide me through that first experience, and now I feel I have a good base to bring to QU, and I've got knowledge from many individuals around the town as well that have helped me, from the Quincy Racket Club to other professionals that have actually taught me the game itself. So I feel good, feel confident.
And some ears might have perked up when they heard Quincy Notre Dame. You're from here, you went to Quincy Notre Dame, you went to QU, you had a great deal of success here. And what's it like knowing that you're from here, you're a local product, being able to connect with these students, knowing you were in their shoes at one point? What's that like?
It's great. I think local tennis is huge, just supporting the town itself. I'm a big local person. I like to give back to the community, and being able to recruit also not only from our local area but surrounding areas I think is great. And to have an individual from the town I think helps a lot.
Now we have to take a short break, but I hope you can stick around a little while longer. I know you've got workouts going on later this afternoon, but hopefully you can stick around a little longer. I want to get your thoughts on some happenings going on in the professional tennis world, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with head QU tennis coach Ethan Arns.
It isn't a building. It isn't an arena or field. It isn't a classroom. It's a friendship. It's the bonds you form. It's an opportunity. It's the experience. It's a Q thing. Schedule your visit today.
Nearly 3 million Americans served in Vietnam, and more than 58,000 have their names inscribed on the wall, those that pay the ultimate price in service to America. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, the organization that built the wall, works to ensure the legacies of those who sacrificed all for our country are never forgotten. I'm asking you to help keep the promise the wall was built on. Never forget. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can get involved.
Every year, 30,000 elephants are killed by poachers. 8 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean, and 18 million acres of forest disappear. And with them, many of the remarkable animals that share our planet. These animals need our help. Their very survival depends on our ability to protect them. Zoos and aquariums are on the front lines of wildlife conservation and inspire environmental stewardship amongst the millions of families that visit every year. And know that zoos and aquariums that have earned the Humane Certified Seal of Approval from American Humane will not give up until every species has a fighting chance for survival. Find out more and help protect and preserve the amazing creatures that share our world.
Even professional athletes are prone to have lapses in judgment from time to time. That seems to have happened to tennis's world number 1, Novak Djokovic, on Sunday. Djokovic was taking on 20th ranked Pablo Carreño Busta in the 4th round of the U.S. Open. First set, Djokovic leading 5-4 after losing a point there. He rockets the ball into the sideboards in anger, and unfortunately this is a precursor of things to come. Check this out. Later in the first set, after losing a point, Djokovic hits a ball towards the back wall and hits a lineswoman right in the throat. She's hurt. You can see by Djokovic's reaction, he didn't mean to do it. It was unintentional, of course, but the lineswoman would eventually leave under her own power, and Djokovic had a lengthy discussion with officials, but the ruling was eventually made to default Djokovic from the U.S. Open. So Carreño Busta advances, and Djokovic is out of the U.S. Open. back with QU tennis coach Ethan Arns. Now, coach, obviously no intent here, but what are your thoughts after you see a world number one do something like that?
Well, Shane, it's just always disappointing to see that. Obviously, it was unintentional. He felt really bad. You could tell from his reaction and went over to talk to her right away. Sometimes the heat of the moment gets you, and that's just what happened to him. He apologized. I think he'll turn things around. But unfortunately, you know, he does get defaulted from the tournament. The rules are the rules, even for the number one player.
Absolutely. Now, have you been able to catch any of the Open at all? Who do you like?
I've watched a few. Obviously, I would have picked Djokovic to win the tournament, but I got a good feeling about Dominic Thiem. I think this is his year. In the last few years, he's made several finals, so that's my pick.
All right, mark it down. Put it in your books. Now, let's go back to QU tennis in particular. Now, some viewers may not be aware, but you guys have both fall and spring seasons. What's this fall going to look like for the QU tennis program?
This fall is going to be a little light, obviously with the COVID restrictions and everything going on. It's been tough to schedule matches, but I do have a couple duels set up for the men and women, and then we do have a practice inter-squad scrimmage that I've set up, and I'm going to have the team play each other and recruit a couple local players, and we're just going to have a good play out.
What are you looking for in those inter-squads, some of those duels? What are you looking for?
Really, I've been really trying to get a hold of my team and where everybody's at right now, along with my assistant coach, Laura, and it's really going to help me set the lineup to see where everybody's at and where they fit into the lineup best.
And you have experienced groups coming back on both the men's and women's sides. What have you liked the most about this group, albeit limited time you've been able to spend with them, but what do you like about this group?
They're very motivated. They take everything I say positively, and they try to make the best out of every situation. Like I said, they are very excited. I think they got a new, younger coach. The last 4 years, they've gone through about 3 different coaches, so I understand their frustrations. But the patience and motivation they've showed so far is just outstanding, especially from my viewpoint, because it's just going to help me do a much better job this year.
And one last question, and it's probably the most important question. What can we expect out of QU tennis this season?
Well, what we can expect is a hard-working group that's going to go out there and give it their all. No matter what the score is, they're going to go out and give 110%, and hopefully at the end of the day we can put some wins on the board and have a good first successful season.
All right, we wish you all the best. Coach, thanks for coming on. Hopefully the first of many conversations on down the road. Look forward to chatting with you more.
Yep, anytime. I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. We have to take a break, but when we come back, we take a trip around the country and take a look at some sports going on at the national level. We'll be right back. Stick right with us.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
Finding your passion is easy at Quincy University. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's degree or looking to go even further, at QU, your professional and academic future is bright. 40 undergrad programs include moments that become experiences, connections that become careers, and relationships that become lifelong support. We want you here. That's why we work hard to ensure that a Quincy University education is affordable. Let us help you put together a plan. Visit discover.quincy.edu to get started.
Since their 16-day hiatus, the Cardinals have been looking up at the Cubs in the standings. A sweep of the doubleheader with the Cubbies on Saturday helped that cause, but a win Sunday would clinch a series win for the Cardinals and move them within a game and a half of first place. To the friendly confines of Wrigley Field we go. John Lester would take the hill for the Cubs, and the Cardinals would waste no time getting to the lefty. Top of the first, Tommy Edman gets this ball up in the wind, and it just carries over the Ivy. Redbirds go on top 1-0. The Cubs would get that run back in the bottom half. Anthony Rizzo whips out the 5-iron, golfs this one out to center, and gone. 9th homer for Rizzo, and we're all tied at 1. Bottom 2 now, same score. Jason Kipnis jumps on a 3-2 changeup from Dakota Hudson, smokes it to right for a 2-run shot. Northsiders go on top 3-1. Very next inning, runners on first and second for Paul Goldschmidt. The wind was blowing out, but I think this thing is getting out no matter what. 443 feet onto the street. Goodness gracious. 4-3 Cardinals. Top of the 6th, now 6-3 Redbirds. Little insurance is always nice, and Paul DeYoung delivers some right here. An RBI base hit drives in Harrison Bader to make it 7-3 Cardinals, and that score would stay the same the rest of the way. The bullpen shuts the door. Cardinals go on to win 7-3. They've taken 3 in a row from the Cubbies and have clinched a series win. Game 5 of the series comes your way this afternoon. First pitch at 3:10 Central. The baseball world mourned the loss of an all-time great on Sunday. Hall of Famer Lou Brock passed away Sunday afternoon at the age of 81. The Cardinals and Cubs held a moment of silence before their game Sunday night. Brock was part of a 1964 trade that sent pitcher Ernie Broglio to the Cubs and Brock to the Cardinals. And the rest, as they say, well, that was history. Brock compiled 3,000 hits, over 3,000 hits, stole 938 bases, and made 6 All-Star games during his illustrious 19-year career. Those 938 stolen bases are the most in National League history. He was nicknamed Sweet Lou for a reason, one of the kindest, most humble individuals I've ever gotten the chance to meet. Rest in peace, Lou. We'll miss you.
In the NBA Eastern Conference semifinals, the Miami Heat led 3-0 in the series and were looking to punch their ticket to the conference finals on Sunday afternoon. We take you inside the NBA playoff bubble, where the game went to overtime. Milwaukee's Chris Middleton gets the ball at the top of the key. He's guarded by Tyler Hero and drills a three-pointer, and the Bucks hang on for the win to avoid the sweep at the hands of the Miami Heat. 118-115, the victory in Game 4. Middleton ended with 36 points, while Bucks superstar and reigning league MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo missed the game with an injury. Game 5 is Tuesday night at 5:30.
The Eastern Kentucky football team took on Marshall in front of some fans this weekend. Yes, some fans. Eastern Kentucky wore shirts that said, "Say their names" on the front and "Enough is enough" on the back. They gathered in a circle before the game on the field. Players wore a fist sticker on their helmets. Eastern Kentucky coach Walt Wells wore a social justice shirt. COVID measures were taken for the game. Masks were worn, and fewer people were allowed in the stands.
Friday night football looks a little different this season because of the pandemic. With the opening week of high school football, fans seem to be happy to be able to sit in the stands, even though there were restrictions. Corley Peel takes us to the kickoff of high school football in Florida.
Friday night looks different inside the Yulee High School football stadium with COVID-19 restrictions in place. Did you think that this was going to happen, that there was going to be a football season?
There was a lot of uncertainty.
Temperature checks, mask requirements, and spread out seating were some of the guidelines in place. What do you think about the restrictions that are in place?
Well, I do think that restrictions are necessary, but we're willing to give it a try and see how it goes as long as everyone follows the rules.
The band and student section sat in chairs at the end zone. Lauren Johnson is on the drum line.
We're sitting actually kind of close together, but we're trying to space it out as much as possible, and everyone's in rows so that we can keep it, far away.
Yulee Stadium holds roughly 700 fans. Only 350 fans were allowed to attend Friday night's game.
I think it's amazing that we're actually out here. I honestly didn't expect to have a season, and the fact that we can even do home games, even though we're not doing away, it means a lot.
Johnson says despite fewer fans in the stands, she's grateful to perform on a Friday night.
Truly amazing stuff right there. Now up next, a drone delay.
And a play you don't want to miss. That's next.
My name's Carl Hirsch. I'm a senior from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and I'm studying criminal justice here at Quincy University. I was pitching down in Florida, and all of a sudden a coach came up to me. 2 days later, I flew up here for the visit, and by the end of that week, I had my school picked out. I started playing baseball when I was about 3 or 4 years old, kind of the same age everybody usually does. And as we got older, from the age of about 7 or 8, I played with the same exact team for the most part until we were about 15 or 16, and we all went our separate ways to high school. Come May, I'm going to be looking to apply with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department. I've gotten a good taste of it here through the internship I have through the university with Quincy Police Department. And it definitely wouldn't be possible and wouldn't be in this good of a situation without Quincy University.
College shouldn't be as hard as understanding fine art. Use the resources here at Quincy University. We're here to help.
A drone delay? Yeah, a drone delay. During the second inning of Friday's Dodgers and Rockies game, a drone was spotted hovering over Dodger Stadium, leading to a short delay in the game. Players clearly felt very uncomfortable with the situation, and as demonstrated by Dodgers player Kike Hernandez cracking jokes and during an in-game interview that happened to be going on while the delay started. Hernandez would throw down his headset while shouting, "I don't feel safe," before running off to join his team in the dugout. The delay would last only a few minutes, though, and both players and umpires can be seen pointing up to the sky trying to find the drone, only in 2020.
College football is back for another week. SMU and Texas State. Texas State's Brady McBride throws it up to Jeremiah Hadel and makes a spectacular one-handed grab for the touchdown. Check out the replay as he makes the grab and lands inbounds for the score. What a play. That's incredible, Shane.
Isn't it ever? Isn't it ever? Thanks for joining us this week.
Yes, and stay tuned in to us next Monday for all the local, regional, and national sports, Hawks fans.
Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.